Plaintiff Juanita Perryman says recently her mother and father split up because her father was having an affair with the defendant. Juanita is suing because she claims the defendant is to blame for her house exploding. Defendant Natasha King says Juanita never liked her because they're the same age. And now Natasha is 6 months pregnant with Juanita's sister. Natasha's countersuing for defamation of character.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
All right, tell me how you know the defendant and anything else you want me to know.
She dates my father. We are the same age.
How old is that?
I'm 31.
All righty.
My father is like 57. So in January of 2018, my mom and my father, they split up.
Okay.
They split up because he was cheating with her. And so my mom was just like, I want you out the house. So I told my father, I said, you can come stay with me, but there was a stipulation. Like, he was not allowed to have anybody in my house if I was not there. But he did anyways, her.
Okay.
They would do nothing but drink and fight. Toy does drugs real bad. Like, she smokes weed all the time, popping pills. They got into an altercation one day, and he says she threw a toaster at him. She says he threw her into the wall. I don't know, but I just know I had like a huge hole in my wall.
When you spoke with your dad about it, what did he say?
That, you know, he was just like, you know, Toy crazy. She started flipping out, and we were arguing. Prior to even him moving in, she had stabbed him in his hand.
Do you have proof of that?
Do I have proof?
When the response is, when someone makes an allegation and the first response is, do you have proof?
Yeah.
That typically means they did it.
You did it.
So go ahead. You don't have to go no further than that.
So,
go ahead.
Anyway, she was not supposed to be there. And I told him after that incident, listen, if you bring her here again, and I mean, period, like, you have to go too. So he's like, okay, everything, you know, it won't happen again. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you letting me stay here, this, that, and the other. But that was not the only time. The next time they got into a fight again in like the middle of the night, my neighbors called the police. And he went to jail because he had a warrant for violation of probation. So I pretty much at that point thought I was done with her. Less than a week after he went to jail, I was at work and one of my neighbors called me.
Okay, before you get into the details regarding your house, let me hear some background from you, ma'am. What do you want to tell me?
Well, I know Juanita by dealing with her father on and off for a year. Not only that, I'm pregnant with her father's baby.
Congratulations.
Yes, I am. She doesn't like me because, of course, I am the same age as her. Her father is 57. I feel like you should not worry about that. Baby. You should not worry about that.
That's his baby.
She's worrying about the wrong things.
And that's his baby?
Yes, it is. And you're going to be a big sister.
I already am.
So, anyway.
And you're her
stepmom. Hi.
Ma'am. Hey. I don't let people come in here and disrespect their parents. So watch your mouth.
She don't have no
One
respect
thing you
for me.
can't do, you don't disrespect your mama in front of me. Go ahead, Mama.
Our relationship does not have anything to do with you. I
Ma'am,
have not
talk
did
to me.
anything but respect her.
How about all this fighting and you were told not to be there or what have you? Were you aware that you weren't supposed to be there?
Well, I had a key to there, so
Who
how
gave
am
it
I?
to you?
He did.
Okay.
So why you climbing the window?
I lost the key.
Quiet, ma'am.
Lost the key.
Go ahead.
If I was not supposed to be there, or if she didn't like me being there, I'm pretty sure she could have called the police. I could have removed. Why didn't they remove me? Like they told her in order to
Because it wasn't a crime, it was a civil
right, but in
complaint.
order, like if you've been there over 30 days, you have to evict someone. So I've been there over 30 days. Not only that, I get mail there. So
you moved in. You're a resident.
basically.
You know what you thought? She moved in on you.
And
Go ahead. Had mail coming in there?
so when he went to jail, I continued to still go over there.
That's right.
Why?
And live there.
Because it was her
Sleep
place.
there. Wash up
Come
there.
on, know why. It's her place. And do you contribute? How much do you pay on it?
Nothing.
Okay, you got a good deal.
Yeah.
All
He-
right.
He,
And now you definitely got to be there because you're pregnant with her brother.
her sister.
Sister.
Yes,
I know
her
you
sister.
ain't going to put your own sister out. You definitely got
But
it
I'm
right.
not there anymore. It's not there.
What's not there?
The house.
Tell me what happened, ma'am.
When he went to jail, I did one, like I said, the first time my neighbor called me and said she was breaking in the window through the back. I went down there and I told her, listen, he's in jail. You have no reason to be here. Don't come back to my house at all. She left. She left. She had no clothes there. She was getting no mail there. She was a guest of his, just every so often. He didn't even pay anything. A week after I put her out the first time, I got a call again. She's down here again. My neighbor called me. So I left, I came down there, and that time I did call the police. And they told you, they made you leave. Say that didn't happen.
No.
They made, her mom came, they allowed her to call her mom to pick her up, to leave. They sat there until you left.
Yeah, to leave to get a
So
cool
why would
down,
they make you
sweetheart.
leave?
Like they told you, in order for me to leave, you
You
have
were not
to evict me.
I didn't have to evict somebody that was not a resident.
Ma'am, why don't you tell me what happened?
Something's wrong with you. And just to touch on that whole, the baby mind thing, for first and foremost, the baby may be related to my children, but not me. And that's because she dates their other grandfather. She likes old men. Like, stop playing. She likes old men. She acting like her and my father, they're so exclusive and this and that. She's like they said, she's a drifter. She sleeps wherever she can so she can get me a Social Security check. Like, stop playing.
Social Security. She played for
They
Social
don't get no
Security?
money. They don't get no money.
She's
They don't get no
lying.
money.
You playing for Social
No,
Security?
no.
She don't have anything to offer
That's
them.
what
I
the
mean,
church ladies do. Church ladies turn 70, they looking for a man, they going whoever got that pension.
Exactly.
Whoever got that pension, that's who's getting it. Go ahead.
But that's,
I'm trying to lighten it up, because,
Just
but
that
this
she's
is
saying-
very serious. I'm sure
'cause
what's
she's
about
just
to
lying.
come. Let's get to the serious part. All jokes aside, what happened with your house?
On May 14th, I was at work and I started getting phone calls from various people, and they were like, hey, your house is on fire. Somebody else was like, hey, the house burned down. And so I'm like, what's going on? So I called my fiance. I'm like, look, we need to drive down to the house, see what's going on. So I met him, and then we drove over to the house. When I got on my street, they had like the fire crews and everything. They had the street blocked off. And I walked down, they had like the crime scene tape up and everything. And it wasn't a house. The roof was on the ground, and it was like debris, firemen, like the house had exploded. It was gone.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, it exploded.
Let me see that, please. House exploded. Yeah. And so how do you know she did it?
I was talking to, again, my neighbor, like they had the investigators out there, like the council people came. It was just like a whole bunch of stuff going on. And my neighbor was like, I saw her, like she climbed in the window again.
A neighbor saw her climb through the window.
Yeah, she climbed through the window again. And she was like, they just heard she was like, the house shook.
How long after did the neighbors hear the explosion?
She said about like less than an hour. It was about like an hour. She was like, we heard like a real big boom and they windows like shattered or something. She was like, I didn't know. She was like, I thought like it was a earthquake or something. I didn't know what was going on. So they ran outside. She was like, and she was like, it was crazy. It was like, I guess smoke just coming up.
Let me ask about the fire. They typically can determine how it was started. What did the fire department determine?
They did an investigation, and he basically said that she tampered with the pilots on the stove, which she admitted to doing to them. She cut on all the pilots on the stove, and that's why they did not press criminal charges on her. He was like, because so much evidence and everything like blew up, it was hard to tell exactly how it was tampered with, but the house filled with a 3-day supply of gas in like 45 minutes through the pilots, and he said she lit a cigarette or something like that, and that was that. And so this is just basically like the report.
Homeowners insurance, man?
We bought the house like cash through the land bank, and so we wasn't required to have it. I should have definitely had it.
What do you say to this, ma'am?
I didn't blow her house up.
Okay. How did you get in?
I climbed through the window. The key, I lost the key. I climbed through the window. When I climbed through the window, it was cold in there, so I turned the eye on. And the reason why I turned the eye on, because her pilot down there is, you have to light it in order to turn on the heat. That's why the stove was even involved. I lit the stove. In the midst of me doing that, I was cleaning up around there because it was junky. I fixed me a sandwich, and I go outside to smoke a cigarette. And I wakes up in the hospital. I don't feel that I blew up your house. I do apologize for your house, but I'm not responsible for that.
You weren't even supposed to be in there.
The city was working around there. I am blessed that I walked away with just a few burns.
Well,
You had no business there.
Listen,
I don't give you no sympathy because you got hurt for somewhere you should never have been.
If I had no business there, I would not been there.
how does she defame you? Your counterclaim is
She's going around
$5,000.
telling everyone that I blew up her house.
You
She's
did.
telling her, how did I blow up your house? The evidence that she giving you is saying that what?
I'm sorry.
Where's
This is the other. This
Said that her house was blown up and that you entered the house through the window, an illegal act. That's what they're saying. And so, if that's what your defamation claim is, it's dismissed. Because what she has said is correct. You entered her home illegally. Whatever happened after your illegal entry, you are responsible for it. Whatever happened, based on the testimony I'm hearing and based on the character that you have demonstrated in here with your answers, I believe you did it. And if you turned on all those pilots, which is true by your own admission, you were negligent in doing it. I am so sorry. It hurts me, ma'am, to hear this. It hurts me. This is horrible. All right, judgment for the plaintiff. That's all I can tell you. Good luck to you. Yours is good for me.
Everything she said in there was a lie. Almost everything was a lie. I'm happy he understood that it was a lie. And I just hope that I can now just be rid of her out of my life forever. Like, I never want to see her again, and I don't have a reason to.
The is a liar. I don't give a what she's talking about. I'm glad your house blew up. That's the you get.
And I'm happy you don't have a baby daddy.